Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about why most people don't want to self-improve. So most people, guys, I'm gonna be honest, most people don't want to self-improve because it's difficult. Simple as that. It's difficult, right? And another thing as well, I think this is something that isn't really discussed or brought to light, but I'm gonna say it because I believe it's true. The reason why most people live a life of just mediocrity, right? They're in the same job, right? They have crappy eating habits. They have a weak circle of friends, right? They're content. They seek comfort, right? All the things that we label as mediocre, right? The reason why most people live that way is because they know that they deep down know that they're not going to commit to 50 years of excellence and 50 years of, or whatever, a lifetime of enduring difficulty, right? And doing, the things that are required of them to be successful or live the life that they want, right? Or do the things they want to do. So, like I said, most people just look at life as, how am I just going to live today and feel the best and feel the most pleasure, right? And feel the most comfort and ease, right? Obviously with the way we live now, with technology and the way society is set up, the structure of our power grids and everything, and our food transportation, right? We have life on easy mode, right? So if we choose to live a life of comfort, ease, relaxation, just kind of like, carelessness, like it's like whatever, like I'm just, doesn't matter what I do, I'm gonna die anyway, right? Kind of a YOLO mentality. We can live that way, right? And like I said, I mentioned this a lot, but in hunter-gatherer days, we were forced to try, we were forced to, subdue our lower nature, right? Because we didn't have food that was readily available, so we had to fast. We actually had to get up, we actually had to walk, we actually had to run, we actually had to work and put things together, right? Nowadays, we really don't need to do all that. If we choose not to, we have Uber Eats, right? So we can get our food delivered right at our doorstep. So most people don't self-improve, first off, because there's no incentive. There's no need, right? If your survival needs are met, right? If you have an unlimited access to pornography, if you have food at a press of a fingertip, if you have all of your physical needs and comfort set up for you in your home, and you don't, maybe you live with your parents or whatever and everything's all good, right? And no one's really kicked you in the ass before or kind of conditioned you to, live a certain way, right? That's why I think it's good for men to play sports when they're younger. That's why I think it's good for men to get in the gym or get into a martial art, because it teaches you, right, that life isn't just going to be a simple game where you're just chilling all day and your survival needs are met and there's no incentive for you to work, right? So that's why most people don't self-improve. And then also, I'll reiterate, but most people know it's like, hey, if I do the work, right, whether it's to advance in my career, endure the difficulty of that, endure the difficulty of building a business, or endure the difficulty of becoming a better version of myself so I'm more attractive to the opposite sex, right? Most people look at that process as arduous, and they're right. It is an arduous process, right? Going to a club every week and approaching girls and getting rejected and constantly having to build on your game is difficult. Going to the gym every single day, 90% of the time, is difficult. Eating right 95% of the time is difficult, right? And if you conceptualize that and understand that that's going to be your life every single day, most people don't want to commit to that. Most people don't want to commit to a life of enduring difficulty or enduring struggle, right? And like I said, I chose to do that 10 years ago when I got into self-improvement, right? I've been on the self-improvement journey since I was 15, right? I'm 24, so it's been about 10 years. And I can say that, like I said, life never gets easier. Life never gets, there's never like a grandiose day that you come to where you're completely good and everything's well and you've self-improved and you're just good, right? Like you got to the mountain and you're good, you can chill. But at the end of the day, it's like you can either live one way. You can either live for pleasure, you can live for comfort, ease, and entertainment, or you can live for struggle, strife, and difficulty and enjoy that process, right? Because like I said, I don't know, I feel like if we are to self-improve, I think something that can help us is picture yourself as like a character in a movie, right? Like it's like if you endure the difficulties and struggles and hardships and pain that's associated with improving in the different areas of our life, if you're able to conceptualize that and take that on, right, I think you can enjoy the process. Like it's never easy. Sometimes it's not even fun, like doing the difficult thing. But if you're like, no, I'm a hero in this movie, I'm the main character, right? And I'm trying to win the game, right? That mentality can carry you forth, right, in your day-to-day life. But like I said, it's hard for me to look at people nowadays and like just accept I'm not gonna lie to you, like I have a problem with people, and I know it's not like loving in any way, but I really don't like people who are just settled, like mediocre. It's very hard for me to like not associate, but even like be around. Like I don't even like, that's why to me it's like I'd rather be alone than just even like be around people. Like I said, I'm not a hater in that sense. Like I'm not like hateful or resentful, but it's hard for me to really like be around people in general if they're not like excelling or advancing. And another thing too, it's like, why would no one wants to be around someone who's just like has nothing to offer, right? Especially men. Like we're very like our relationships are very transactional, and it's because men understand that like we need to provide, we need to be competent. So if we're going to associate with certain people, it's like if you have nothing to offer in any shape or form that's constructive, that's going to better you, that's going to enhance your skills and make you a more competent individual, then it's like, why am I even going to associate with you? I don't even want to be around you, right? And like I said, it can sort of make you an angry person. Like you look around, you're like, wow, all these people, it's like they're fat, they're lazy, they're incompetent, they don't care about anything valuable, right? They just want to live for their pleasures and comforts. And it can make you, like I said, it can make you angry, it can make you resentful. But I think at the end of the day, it's set up like this for a reason. And I think what will help you, right, is understanding like that there needs to be structure, there needs to be hierarchies in life. No matter how loving God is in its unconditional form, God created duality, God created evil, God created conflict, strife, hierarchies for a reason, right? And we have to just accept that some people are going to be at the bottom of the hierarchy, some people are going to be poor, some people are going to be fat and obese, some people are going to be sick, some people are going to be lonely, some people are going to be permanently ill, right? Permanently poor, permanently mediocre. And it's okay, right? There has to be that guy at Walmart stocking the shelves for 20 or 30 years, right? As sad as that sounds, there has to be that. Because if there's not, then there's no such thing as someone who's great if there's someone who's not great, right? So I think understanding that can bring kind of like a peace, a sense of like, okay, like acceptance, because that's just how it's going to be. That's not something that's out of order. That's not out of the game. Like the game is designed that way, to be that way. So, that's why most people don't want to self-improve. And like I said, you don't have to associate with people that are below you, right? And that's not to say you have a superiority complex or you're too good for people. But at the end of the day, you have to value yourself. You have to value your time. You have to value your learning experience, your skill development, and your personal development. So, yeah, guys, that's why people don't want to self-improve. And like I said, you don't have to associate with them, but you can accept people for what they are, right? That's really what I've started to really develop, is just more acceptance, in sort of like a mutual way, right? Because the less you accept life, the less you, the more you fight like reality or the way it is, or the more you try to make things like, the more you want to make things like your way or fit your like mode of reality, the more there's going to be suffering, the more there's going to be depression and anxiety and everything else that we attribute as negative or evil. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.